Vito Corleone's daughter is getting married. As a powerful Mafia don from Sicily, he cannot refuse a request made on this day. People ask him for a variety of things, from murdering people out of revenge to ensuring a family member isn't deported. Michael, his youngest son, is a war hero who arrives with his non-Italian girlfriend. He isn't part of the family business like his brothers Sonny and Fredo. He tells his girlfriend Kay a story about his father making someone an offer they couldn't refuse by threatening to kill them if they didn't do as requested. Kay's disturbed by this, and he promises that he's not like his father. The FBI write down the number plates of everyone at the wedding. Sonny can't stop them, so he loses his temper and smashes their camera before throwing down money to pay for it. Johnny Fontaine, a famous Hollywood star, is Vito's godson and arrives for Connie's wedding. Vito is pleased by this, and his adopted son Tom suggests the actor is in trouble. Johnny performs at the wedding and then speaks in private with his godfather. He explains that a director, Waltz, is preventing him from landing the role of a lifetime, despite everyone else agreeing. Johnny would be the best person for the part. Vito asks if he spends time with his family. He says yes, so Vito promises to ensure he gets the part. Tom is a lawyer and advisor to Vito. He's instructed to give Connie's husband a job, but not to involve him in the family business. His next task takes him to California, where he asked Waltz to provide Johnny with a chance, and in exchange, they'll make some of his problems disappear. Waltz insults Tom and sends him away, but discovers he's working for the Corleones and quickly invites him over for a meal. He's taken around the estate and shown the director's prize racing stallion. At dinner, Waltz explains that he's being polite by inviting Tom over, but does not intend to give Johnny the role. A starlet they spent years training fell in love with the actor and ran away from the director, which embarrassed him. He threatens Tom and tells him to get out. Tom thanks him for the meal and leaves. The following morning, Waltz wakes up to find the head of his prize stallion in his bed. Back in New York, Vito, Sonny, and Tom meet with Sollazzo, someone the Tartaglia crime family supports. He wants protection from the police so he can run his drug ring. Sonny wants to go ahead with the deal, but Vito reprimands him and politely refuses Sollazzo. He doesn't want to risk the safety of his family business by getting mixed up with something that will draw too much attention and police involvement. Later, Vito sends Luca to find out more about Sollazzo. Luca pretends he's unhappy with the Corleone family and wants to work for someone else. Sollazzo ends up having him killed. Angry with Vito, he arranges for someone to shoot and kill the Mafia don. Tom is kidnapped by Sollazzo and instructed to get Sonny to support the drug deal. He claims that it was Vito's fault for getting shot and killed because he wouldn't have been ambushed when he was younger. Tom reluctantly agrees to help Sollazzo's deal go through. The news comes in that Vito's still alive. Michael visits his family, and they discuss what to do next. Tom reckons they need to make a deal if Vito dies because the other crime families and politicians won't want bloodshed less than a year after World War II. It turns out that Polly, Vito's bodyguard, was sick on the day of the shooting and seems to be working with Sollazzo. Sonny orders Clemenza to kill him. While they're talking, a wrapped fish is delivered, sending the message that Luca is sleeping with the fish. Michael is allowed to go home to Kay because the other crime families know he's a civilian. The Corleone family is going to the mattress, which means that all members of the crime family will be sleeping in the main house together for protection. Clemenza takes Polly to help look for a place where they can get back at Sollazzo and murders him for his betrayal. Michael has dinner with Kay and tells her to stay with her family. She asks when he'll be back, but he does not answer. He visits his father at the hospital and quickly figures out that the police removed Vito's bodyguards and visitors so he could be murdered. Enzo, a man Vito helped, visits to show respect. Michael promises his father that everything will be alright as he's there now. He and Enzo pretend to be bodyguards. A car pulls up, but the men see the two of them standing outside and drive away. Shortly after, the police arrive despite not being called. The captain punches Michael and wants to arrest him, even though he's a war hero who hasn't broken any law. Tom and the others arrive in time to save Michael. The police captain is angry and lets him go. The following morning, they get to the main house and find dozens of men hired to protect the family and hunt down Sollazzo. Sonny lost his temper. and had Bruno Tattaglia, the first son of another crime family, murdered. He wants to act and not have any meetings, but Tom manages to calm him down and explain that this is business, not personal, and if Vito were there, he'd agree. Captain McCluskey, who broke Michael's jaw, has been hired as Sollazzo's bodyguard. They can't attack the captain, as the other crime families and politicians would withdraw their support from the Corleones. Sonny agrees to the request that Michael meets with Sollazzo and the captain. Michael says a meeting won't work because they'll try to kill Vito no matter what. He suggests that they arrange the meeting somewhere public so he feels safe. They'll secretly find out where the meeting is and hide a gun in the restaurant bathroom. He'll fetch the weapon during dinner and shoot both men. The others laugh at him, as he's never gotten into any trouble or family business matters before. He reasons that they can expose McCluskey as a crooked cop using their connections with newspapers, so there won't be too much backlash for the murder of him and Sollazzo. They agree, and Clemenza guides him on killing the men and what to do afterwards. Michael will have to escape to another country for at least a year before being allowed to come back. He says goodbye to his brothers and heads to the meeting. He's picked up by McCluskey and Sollazzo, who search him for weapons and promise they won't kill his father. During the dinner, he fetches the hidden gun and kills both men before escaping. The Corleones go to the mattress for 3 months while a gang war rages. Through their contacts in the newspapers, they expose McCluskey's connection to drugs, and the pressure from the police dies down. Vito is well enough to be moved home, where a hospital bed is set up for recovery. He's heartbroken to find out that Michael was the one to kill his enemies. In Sicily, Michael is under the protection of another Mafia Don as a favor to Vito. He falls in love with a beautiful woman named Apollonia. They spend time together with her family's permission and fall in love. Sonny discovers that Connie's husband, Carlo, hit her. In anger, he beats up Carlo and threatens to kill him if he ever hits Connie again. Michael marries Apollonia, and the entire village celebrates with them. Connie discovers Carlo is cheating on her and confronts him. They fight, and he beats her up even though she's pregnant. Sonny answers her call and storms off with no guards. On his way to Connie, he's caught in a trap and murdered by another crime family. Vito is once again heartbroken at losing his eldest son. He orders that no revenge is taken and to meet with the heads of the 5 leading mafia families in New York. He comforts Tom before going back to his room. They meet with Bonsera, a man in debt to Vito, and he's instructed to fix Sonny up so Mrs. Corleone can see her son. He cries again at the sight of his dead son. Michael teaches Apollonia how to drive. They're happy together. The Don protecting Michael comes to tell him that it's too dangerous for him to be there, and they need to move him as Sonny was murdered. Shortly after, he asks one of his bodyguards to ready his car and take Apollonia to her family. She wants to surprise him by driving, but the car explodes when she starts it. The heads of the 5 families meet, and Vito calls for a truce, as his son and Tattaglia's are dead from this war. Other Dons argue that Vito had the most New York politicians in his pocket and didn't share power. He says that he's accepted all their business deals except for one, as it will ruin all their families. He's overruled, and the other Dons agree to traffic drugs so they can control it. He gives his word not to break the peace they make that day if they promise not to harm Michael when he's allowed to return to the country. They all agree. Michael returns to America and visits Kay. He's been back for over a year, and she's upset with him for disappearing and not saying anything. He explains he's working for his father, who's becoming increasingly ill. She reminds him of his promise never to be like Vito. He tries to reassure her by saying that in 5 years, their family business will be made legitimate in Nevada. He proposes, and she agrees after he confesses his love to her. Michael is now head of the family. Clemenza and Tessio want to form their own family, and Vito agrees to bless them if Michael gives his permission. He says they can leave as soon as the Corleones make a move to Nevada. Tom is told he's no longer the family advisor, as Michael has Vito as an advisor. In Las Vegas, Michael's disappointed with how Fredo has been doing business. He speaks with Johnny and asks for a favor. They want to make Mo, the part owner of the casino, an offer he can't refuse by selling his shares of the casino and hotel. He offers Johnny a contract to appear in the casino 5 times a year and to get his famous friends to do the same. He agrees to do anything for his godfather. Mo loses his temper with Michael. Fredo tries to reason with Mo and get Michael to take back the offer. Mo storms out, and Michael orders Fredo never to take sides against the family again. Vito advises Michael about business and life. He admits he had bigger plans for Michael and didn't want this life of crime for his youngest son. Vito dies of a heart attack. At his funeral, Tessio offers Michael a safe meeting with another Don. His father warned him about this, and he knows Tessio is a traitor. Connie has another child, and Michael agrees to be godfather to the boy. During the baptism, his men carry out orders to murder the Dons of the 5 families and Mo. Tessio is murdered for his betrayal. Michael confronts Carlo about being behind Sonny's assassination. He does, and is told that he's being kicked out of the family business as punishment. He's allowed to leave, but is killed as soon as he leaves the house. Connie accuses Michael of killing Carlo. Kay wants to know if it's true. He gets angry with her for asking about his business, but allows her to do so just this once. He tells her it's not true, and she's relieved. She gets a drink for them, but freezes when she sees Clemenza call Michael Don Corleone. She realizes the truth about her husband, but can do nothing about it.